And we're almost finished. Now we're going into giving offering and prayers. How to give offering. The frequency of giving offerings is entirely personal and reflects the type of relationship you have with your ancestors. For some, offerings may happen just once a year on days traditionally dedicated to ancestor veneration, such as All Souls Day, the Hungry Ghost Festival, or Samhain. For others, it feels more natural to give offerings daily. As I have said in previous modules, I personally do daily offerings and maintain one altar that only receives offerings weekly. Everyone else in my practice focuses on daily offerings. I try to share a bite from every meal I have at home. If I bring takeout food home, I'll share it as well, though I don't bring food back just to make an offering when I'm out. Every day I burn incense and light candles. One of my altars receives incense and candles daily, while two others only get them weekly. If I'm doing something significant or I need extra support, I'll adjust accordingly and I'll make special offerings. I also pray every morning and honor the full moon and the new moon cycles, using those times to ask for anything additional I may need or to make additional offerings. Perfectly fine to experiment with different offerings and timings to discover what feels right for you. Follow your intuition and pay attention to how you feel as you make your offerings. Over time, you may notice that certain foods or items aren't well received. Could be due to cultural taboos or preferences of specific ancestors. For instance, a friend of mine is vegetarian or vegan, but he does occasionally still cook meat for his ancestors because even though he doesn't eat it, they still have participated with it. It is his way of honoring them, especially when making a request for something significant. Personally, I've gone beyond the basics too. While I usually offer something simple like hamburgers, because let's face it, steaks can be expensive to have all the time. One time I did splurge on New York strip steak. I made an elaborate dinner with the mashed potatoes and all the sides, and even though I typically didn't cook much back then, it was a pretty good meal. I offered some of each dish to my ancestors, and it felt really special. While doing this, one of my playlists was playing in the background, and Donka Shane comes on, which is thank you. So I really thought that was funny, and it it made me feel like it was a sign of gratitude from them, like, "Hey, thanks, we got a really decent meal today." So I don't know, thought it was something funny to share. When it comes to physical items like tools or keepsake, these should be given thoughtfully and sparingly. After all, it wouldn't be polite to give a gift and then discard it without consideration. Altars naturally evolve over time, and it's important to avoid letting them become cluttered. I've experienced this myself. Over the years, my altars became overloaded, so I recently cleared them off entirely. Usually, once a year, I'll clean everything off and I'll do like a reset yearly. And when I put things back up, I do the kinesiology muscle testing sway to see what when they went back up there. And it was really pared down to just the essentials, which is weird for me because it looks so bare. That's what they said they wanted, so I honored their wishes. Consumable offerings like food and beverages should ideally not be left out long enough to spoil. Some people light a candle alongside these offerings and leave them out on until they burns out. Personally, I put offerings up at one meal, take them down by the next, and then keep clearing everything off at the end of the day. My altars are clear to food daily, though water remains on them 24/7. If an offering becomes unusually unpleasant, like maybe it attracts some ants or it spoils in an unexpected way, it's worth considering a special method of disposal, such as leaving it at a crossroads or releasing it onto running water. Otherwise, regular disposal is fine. Normally, I just throw everything out. Some people do the running water. I live at a crossroads. I once in a while, if I would need something really special, I'll do something at the crossroads. But most of the time, anything that's gone bad, I just throw out. Every offering gets thrown out. For more information on offerings, I recommend the books I previously mentioned, especially Honoring Your Ancestors. It provides a wealth of guidance and inspiration. This book will also take you further than the extent of this beginner's course. libation, and prayers. These will be suggestions or ideas of how you may want to work your practice. Remember, this is your practice and you can do whatever works for you. You can mix prayers, take these ideas and change them to something that works for you. When making offerings outside the spirits of place or wandering spirits or anything else that you may choose to work with outside, you ideally want to do it on your own property and try to find a secluded spot in a park nearby if you don't have a place to do it in your own yard. You do not have do You're not doing anything illegal, but privacy can be helpful, especially because people may look at you sideways while you're doing your work. You may wish to dig a hole in the ground. Optionally, you do not have to if you don't want to. It doesn't have to be very deep, just a small hole made with a gardening trowel. Or you can use a stick. You can draw a equal arm cross to represent the crossroads. Some of the things that you may want to take that you will use as libation are a new bottle of wine, milk, honey, oil, beer, or spring water. You will then say, I offer this libation or wine, beer, whatever you're offering, wholly, without reservation to my ancestors and I. And should I return home and discover that this was the last bottle of wine, beer on earth, I still would not regret it. Such is the depths of my love. Then you would pour the whole bottle into the hole at the center or at the center of the cross. This is inspired by ancient Greeks who were very fond of making libations to both the gods and the ancestors. It is suggested you may want to avert your eyes as you pour. When you do this particular practice, your libations are contacting the realm of the dead, and it is thought that not everything in that realm is meant to be seen. This comes from the Greeks who believe that some of it isn't safe for the living to see, which is why they averted their gaze while making libations to the dead. When you are done, you can refill the hole or cover the cross with fresh dirt from nearby. Libations tend to inspire, so it may be a good time to play music or maybe make a call to someone and have a heart conversation with them. You may find things come up that you were inspired to do after doing libations like this. When offering ritual food to your altar, you'll want to pick the food you're offering, like we talked about earlier. It may be best if you cook it yourself. It can be simple, like pasta, rice, or vegetables, or if you have to take out, you can use some of that as well. As you place your offering on our altar, you may say, Ancestors, I offer this nourishment. May it strengthen and delight you. So this is the part I do separate. Like at the last one, we'll talk over the prayers I do, like I do my morning prayers, but my ritual offerings are separate. So each meal, when I bring my offerings, I do the next prayer. And then when I'm done, I do this part where I say, Ancestors, I offer this nourishment. May it strengthen and delight you. In another book, I learned how to bless my food before giving the offering. I put my hands over it in kind of like a triangle shape, and I say the prayer, and then I make the offering and say, Ancestors, I offer this nourishment. May it strengthen and delight you. The prayer is by earth, the body of the gods, by water, their flowing blood, by air, the breath of the gods, by fire, their burning passion. May this offering be made blessed and made pure. And then I say, Ancestors, I offer this nourishment. May it strengthen and delight you. It's just a ritual I do. You can do one part, you can do none of it, but it's just something to add depth to your practice. And now we're heading into the last module for prayers.